Just what exactly is going on with Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse? We should have had the film at one point only 6 months after Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now it's going to be like 3 to 4 years. Well, according to a recent report, there was a lot of problems with the second film that leads directly into the problems with the third one.
Remember how at one point Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, its sequel that we're still waiting for, were originally 6 months apart from release, and then they got bumped to a year apart, and then we haven't seen or heard anything in regards to Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse besides, yeah, we're working on it. Well, a brand new report has allegedly shed light on what exactly went wrong and what the problem with the film is. And well, the problem, according to these reports, is the fact that Sony did originally intend that, but there was a problem with the ending of the second film, which of course had to be changed about 8 to 9 weeks before the film's release. And due to them completely scrapping a character that was supposed to be pivotal to the third part, and of course having to redesign how the third film now opens, because the second film ended completely differently on a completely different note, with new characters and twists that they never expected, the third film has to go through an entire revamp. Not only in its opening, but the rest of the film allegedly as well. So essentially, they've started over ever since they changed the ending of the second film, which is why it didn't come out a year after, or even now 2 years after, and it might be 3.5 to 4 years after the last one. Which of course shows us that, hey, at least Sony realized that something went wrong, and we gotta, commend them for that. But at the same time, somebody should have had the foresight to see that what they originally had wasn't working and wasn't going to work, and or try to fix it in terms of the development of the second film and how it leads into the third one before it got literally to the 11th hour, and they're like, well, apparently the third film can't work anymore because the second film isn't what we intended, and we changed the entire third act and the ending, leaving it on a cliffhanger. I mean, it's just sort of insane that that's how it happened, but hey, it is Sony, and at least they're trying here. They're not trying to rush out something that they believe is going to be a subpar product for the third film, as they wanted to end the trilogy. So there's a lot in terms of what's going on with this film. There's 1 or 2 things I've heard that pique my interest, which definitely tells me this is a Sony thing, but we'll talk about those when somebody else is willing to report it.